Hey, how's it going? I need a haircut. Look at that. Wait, it's growing over the ear. That's not allowed in my world. I've always been the type of person to get a haircut like very often. But anyway, so yeah, I like this. There's very few. There's not. Yeah, we got a low turnout today, and I like that sometimes. I don't like pressure. I like feeling no pressure whatsoever. But next week is sim selection, so next week we need a very high turnout. So if you're taking the week off, this is the week to do it. Yeah, I don't really have that much news, I suppose. Maybe I'll think of it in a minute. I am excited to try out this plugin, though, because it looks very interesting, and I know nothing about it, and I am pretty excited to explore it. And we'll probably explore a bunch of things. Or maybe we'll get very into one of them, and that'll be that. All right, let's dive into the ASIO mode here. And I do wonder, yeah, it doesn't appear that the chat's going to go all the way to the bottom. I guess my head needs to be bigger or something. What do I think about AI perspective at writing its own music? I did a video on this. That's pretty extensive in terms of my take on it. I'm not worried about it, and I don't think anybody should be worried about it. I think people should be worried about a music industry, or I guess a tech industry that's taken over the music industry that doesn't pay artists. I would say that should be the biggest worry, because you can get a bunch of free stock music, or you could pay a monthly subscription of like $10 and get this massive library of stock music to use. And those stock musicians aren't being compensated very well. And, so what's the worry that AI is going to beat real musicians at that? Well, nobody's getting paid anyway, so who gives a shit? Like, okay, cool. But what I am excited about, and this should probably obvious at this point to anybody who watches my content, I'm excited about AI helping people be creative, or be martial artists, or do it, or code, or things like that. AI, does a good job at making life easier for some people. Rick Beato has the worst take on just about everything, doesn't he? I've his auto-tune take was like the cocking the shotgun in my head, and then his AI music take was like pulling the trigger on how much I could possibly take from him. That was yeah, very idiotic. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to, but yeah, part of me wanted to do like a watch through of his video, because it is, yeah, it's insane. And my favorite part of it, like the best part, was that it's quoting Billy Corgan as if Billy Corgan is like this wise philosopher about data science or something. It's like, dude, Billy Corgan is out of his mind. Like, and I say this as somebody from Chicago who had Billy Corgan around when he was less out of his mind. So just the fact that he would even pick that person to like start it off was like, okay, why not Pee Wee Herman? Why not ask Pee Wee, just quote Pee Wee Herman's thoughts on neural networks, and we could start a video from that point of view. Yeah, God, what did Billy Corgan say? He's like, it's going to remove every artist from the earth. And I think the funniest thing about the AI argument in general, the funniest thing about it is that it completely overlooks the fact that people enjoy making art. That like the whole reason, the definition of art is, one of my favorite, like, that I've had discussions about this before, and one of my favorite metaphors to use to like at least explain how I feel about art, or how the philosophy of it is, if my yard was dark at night and I went and I got some wood, and I cut down a tree, I don't know, I got some wood and I built a lamppost, and it lit up, and it lit up my yard. Okay, so I've done something that is a utility, and I've used some skills that might be artistic. I may have painted it a little differently or something, but, might make my yard look a little bit better. But now I can see in the yard when I let my dog out and if I need to do anything out there at night. But if I said, you know what, I really, really love making these posts and these lights out in the yard, and I have, I don't know, like almost an acre. And so I just get more wood and find more things and make more lamp posts. And I make hundreds of them all over my yard. And I'm using an irrational amount of power. And that's art because I love doing it. And I'm just obsessed with doing it, with creating this atmosphere in my yard that no longer serves a utility because I could already see back there with one light. And maybe, just maybe, someone will drive by my house and say, holy shit, that guy's yard looks fucking awesome. Or that guy's yard looks weird or ethereal or whatever it is. And then maybe at the highest level, I would be recognized as a folk artist. Anyway, that's so it's like we're worried about AI doing what? Like enjoying itself? Like, because that's what art is all about, is like expressing yourself and enjoying itself. It's not about monetizing. Well, if it is any part of it that is about monetizing your artwork, because those are two different things. You have a business of media creation, and then you have monetizing. And the monetizing part's already completely fucked. If like there is no art trade that isn't completely being manipulated by middlemen at this point. And so, yeah, it's kind of like, this fertilizer might kill an insect species in a nuclear wasteland. It's like, who cares? It's already gone. So anyway, that's my take. Yeah. I think, I agree with you, Theodoros, on that. You said my definition of art is not compatible with capitalism. I don't think it is. And I think that's okay. And I say that as somebody who's generally, I don't know if I want to say I'm a fan of capitalism, but like, I don't think that there's a better, looking at the last 100 years, you could point out all these terrible things, but I don't think that there's a better way that could, like, I guess I don't want to hit the kill capitalism button to see if something else works, because global poverty and hunger has been going down for the majority of the time that we've been in this hyper-capitalist state. So it's kind of like, a lot of it's gross and it's like the most uncool thing to say, but at the same time, so from that perspective, which I'm not going to hang out on because that's a never-ending cycle of debate, yeah, art is not really compatible with it. And I suppose that socialized art is what Patreon is if you remove Patreon from it. Like, if you remove Patreon's cut as a middleman, then this community is kind of socialism. You're like, this creator, I like the content or some of the content that this creator is making, so I'm going to continue to support it so he could continue creating it. And then I continue creating it, and I put that money right there. And when I have too much, I give it to charity. That's basically the arrangement we have here. And that's very much not capitalism. And I'm okay with that. Like, I think, yeah. Is there a voice to command plugin software yet? Like automate filters from bar 1 to 30? I kind of don't want there to be. Like, anything that I have voice command with right now, anything. Like, when I think of like asking my car to take me somewhere, either I have 2 cars, like one's a EV, one's a Tesla, and then the other is a Nissan. Both have like voice recognition. And both I have to scream the same thing 5 times before it knows what I'm talking about. So I literally would pull over and type it in before I do that. So imagining doing that in somewhere where you need precision, it's kind of funny because you always think about like, man, the mouse and keyboard are just so archaic, aren't they? Like, it's literally the first thing that we had with the graphic user interface, and we still have these fucking things. And but we've tried so many things like touch screens and all sorts of various things over the years, and this clearly is the best balance between precision and convenience. Get rid of the music monarch. Yeah, I'm not okay. So computer head. I don't want to ruin your. I don't want to ruin this. By the way, just the Radiohead in Rainbows thing. I was not a fan of the In Rainbows thing with their album, with the way they released that album, because what they ended up doing, and I don't really think this was Radiohead. I think this was their management or their record label that did this. They released like a pay what you want, and I think it was you had to pay $10 and up, right? So it wasn't really that. I mean, it essentially was iTunes, right? It could have been $5 to be fair, but I think it was $10 and up. And if I recall, the little data that they did release about it, most people paid more than they had to. Then they released 128 kilobit per second MP3s, which is garbage, which like anybody can tell the difference between that and CD quality. And so they did that before the album was out, and Radiohead fans bought that at the price, pretty much paying the price that they would pay for the full album. And then they went ahead and released the actual album, and all the same people ended up buying the album as well. So, or at least people who weren't pirating, because they had a shitty version of it that they bought first time. And then they doubled that up and claimed that it was the best-selling album of the year, which is like, that's not like a free copyright statement. That's just making a lot of money off of and seeming like you're the anti-Metallica at the time. Because at the time, like Metallica and Dr. Dre were like the lame anti-Napster people. And so Radiohead was this beacon of hope, I guess, or whatever. I would say like the first major act to do something radical with copyright, I mean, other than the Flashbulb with Soundtrack at Vacant Life, but no, the first like major big name artist I think would probably be Nine Inch Nails with Ghosts, because Ghosts was actually public domain, and you could buy vinyl if you wanted, but like I don't even think it was for sale digitally. Like you could just download it and use it however you wanted. At the time, I think it's changed or something's going on with that. I didn't follow up on it, but at the time, that was like 2 years after I released Soundtrack to a Vacant Life on piracy networks, and maybe it was, I don't know. It was right around it. They're in the same sort of chunk of years, and that was the first time I talked to anybody from Nine Inch Nails, because it was kind of this weird discussion of like this. There was a group of musicians all sort of thinking about how to move forward with that, small and big, and Nine Inch Nails was the biggest of them. Yeah, so that's. But yeah, the In Rainbows thing, I never got the big like. I never felt like they were progressive thinking for doing that. I was just like, you just double dipped on your fans. I don't remember the Smashing Pumpkins thing. It could be. I might have been missing it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not that worried. Marx would say art is pure product of capital. Yeah, I mean, maybe. To be honest, I have not read anything even remotely close to Karl Marx since I was in my 20s. And I think the way that I look at that, I feel like a lot of people are very devoted about their beliefs with this type of thing. So I don't want to like anger anybody. And I'm not saying Marx was wrong. That's not my point. But I look at like reading Marx today and using that as some sort of forecast for for our political climate or for what to do, similar to like reading Darwin, to like reading Darwin's papers and Darwin quotes and Darwin theories or writings. Um, in that, like, it's important historically. It played out pretty successfully and unsuccessfully in times, but like we didn't know that DNA existed before Darwin, when Darwin was around. So they're pretty far behind and they don't really help as much as we'd like to think they like. It's almost like a name brand of. So it's interesting because when I think about like where we could go from our capitalist society, like I don't think that like Karl Marx's brand of thinking would really describe that. I think that there's probably a very egalitarian way of doing it. And I think that AI probably plays a big part in that because eventually there's not going to be enough jobs. And, really what you want technology to just make the pie so big that that it doesn't matter anymore, that there's no more scarcity. And something that, sorry, I'm on a big tangent here. I'm like already 20 minutes in the stream. Something that I think a lot about is renewable energy, right? Like it's getting cheaper, it's getting easier. What if cold fusion is actually something that we accomplish in our lifetimes, right? Or what if solar power gets so cheap that it just becomes stupid to not have it? And we just have these, and then with emerging battery technologies, able to store more power. So all of these things, if that happens, then we lose energy scarcity. And energy scarcity is what runs the world economy, right? Like every single thing that you pay for, you're essentially paying for energy. Like even if everything you have delivered, everything that gets delivered to the grocery store, you're paying a lot of that money is paying for energy scarcity because it needs to be delivered on fossil fuels, or it needs to be kept cold with whatever that area, nuclear power, but gas power, fuel, whatever. It needs to be kept cold. It needs to be stored. The lights need to stay on in the store. You need digital devices to track it. The entire supply chain is filled with these things. And so once you remove energy scarcity, you pull the floor out of the entire economy. And what are we going to do then? It's a utopian problem to think about, but it's not going to be at first. There's going to be a lot of like gripping onto this thing. It's going to be very difficult to transition to that next step where it doesn't make sense to pay people for a job anymore because too much is getting done already because there is no scarcity. And so anyway, that's what I think about when I think about like the future of capitalism. Is it going to exist or not? I think it's just going to get, I don't think it's really something that you have to resist. I think it's just going to eventually get stale because there won't be scarcity, and you need scarcity for capitalism capitalism needs scarcity and growth. And those are two finite things when we have technology, essentially. Remember when I was going to work on music? Yeah. Yeah, and Aquatic Borealis has a great point. Art has been around before any of these things. Yeah, Theodoros, I agree. Yeah, seeing how we dealt with digital data being able to be copied. Yeah, I mean that's what we do, right? That's what I'm talking about with like that transition over to that utopian world, where it's like, how have we dealt with digital scarcity? We just created laws and tried to scare people away from doing it, and imagine doing that for selling food or something like that would be bad. Yeah, that would be very messy, and hopefully that doesn't become a problem. So, this is what I should talk about at my NAMM speech. Just go off on this. I mean, it's not far from what I'm talking about on my NAMM speech. Let's see. All right, I bet it's. I don't think I know. There it is. Burp. Yeah, that's been my like big problem with NFTs is like they just create scarcity. And while I think that like that it could be a clever way of like funding a project, but at the same time it's just creating scarcity. We don't need to be doing that. Like, we need to be preparing for the lack of scarcity. You know, I'm gonna email Noam Chomsky about this. Say, hey, no. I'm always like, I don't want to show my file folders because I'm gonna leak something. And one thing I do have scarcity of is money to get sued with. Or money to defend myself from being sued for leaking something. I guess I'm just going to load a loop. How about a drum loop? How about an amen? Actually, do I have a name? I don't even want to risk it. So I'm going through loop CDs here. Well, not CDs. This is boring. I can show you this much. I don't think I have any unreleased loop CDs. Breaks. This is like a collection from like 1998 onwards. Let's see. Drum breaks. Ooh, Smoker's Relight. That's such a good... I remember that. I've used this in a lot of ads. Okay, so it's factorizing it. That's probably going to be really loud. I'm going to turn that down. All right. Oh, I can make this big. No, I can't. Never mind. Can I make it big here? Oh, weird. It has a matrix control from my devices. Okay, we don't need that right now because I don't really know what that means. I know you could export these things. So this is almost like stem separation, but not stem separation. It's like broken stem separation. Okay. So I am a little confused with the matrix. I think it's, I mean, I guess it, because it lines up perfectly. So then what are these? That's my big question. Oh, okay, so these are frequency bands. Crazy, okay. This is gonna be very weird. I see now. So we could swap the frequency bands from all the little stems. And that's volume. And then I know that there's some like auto panning too. Okay. And now over here, we have an Xsyn, which, oh no, it doesn't have folder memory. That's gonna get, I'm gonna have to copy and paste my folder root. Otherwise that's gonna get very, very time consuming. Where were we? Drum breaks. We're at 100 BPM drum break. Smoker's Relight. So I guess we could go with a, what do we have? That's 100 BPM music loops and chord mix. Okay, factorize. 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 And bump this up to 1. Okay, so random pan. We could change the quantization. Randomize the time. Sounds pretty rad. Randomize the time entirely. We could also factorize with more components. So this will take 2 gigs. I got gigs for days. It does take considerably more time. Exponentially more. Oh, it has factorized that one. Whoa, we got a lot now. It does sound a lot better. Okay. Then you could reset the pannings. What if we could just randomize things? Well, I guess the time, yeah. Oh, I see. I'm gonna load a different patch here. Guess I'll preview. Sexy. Go with that. Oh, does it need to refactorize everything? Oh, duh. I'm curious what sampler does. Does it? No. I was like, is this going to allow me to play it like a sampler? Maybe. way you could draw in here too? Wow. It reminds me of Coil. Find my pedal. Yeah, fun. I wish I could just make it bigger. I also wish there was an easier way to mute them. There's also different algorithms, but I think you would need to choose them. Okay, and then we would... This bounces everything. This exports all. Crazy. Wow. Is there not a product link in the description? That would be an oversight of mine. Sorry if I didn't put a product link in the description. I just didn't want to seem like I was sponsored. I paid for this, by the way. I didn't contact the developer or anything. I feel like sometimes the amount that I like try to figure out, like, is it worth the amount to pay for it to not let the developer know that I'm doing it? That way I don't, that way I could just be as organic as possible and I don't have like a personal relationship with them until afterwards, if that happens. I'm just not a sellout. No, I'm joking. Okay. So this mutes everything. Got it. I kind of like this like blank slate. I wonder if you could crank up the BPM. Will it follow the host BPM, I wonder? No. What if I click host? No. But I do want to load in some very crazy drum and bass things. Let's see. What jungle libraries do I have? Fluid dynamics, beats and breaks. Meh. Hammer break. Oh yeah, I like this one. It's kind of textural. Nope. Wrong. I forgot all my breaks. Okay, that'll work. I also don't know the BPM of that. Oh, bummer. Factorize. Oh, if I could only make it bigger. If I could only make it bigger and if I could only snap with the drawing, that would be so nice. Ooh, I like how you could kind of scale this up, I wonder. $170, I bet. Yeah, okay. What if I just put this through some like orchestral chords? I think I have some of those somewhere. There they are. Pads. Okay, A minor. Factorize that A minor. Oh, this is still. I do wonder, so like there's a B algorithm as well, and then you need to refactorize it, and we could also increase the resolution and the iterations. So I'm curious to see what that means. Nope. No metronome needed. Pretty similar. I wonder if that just increases like the accuracy of it and removing the craziness that we want out of it. I do wish that there was like a complete randomize type of. I mean, this is kind of close, right? This. What does it do? Randomly add cross synthesis opponents. I kind of want to just like put two voices through it and see what it does. Vox. Voices from the black box. Female. Female group. Maybe some gospel. Dry phrases. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, this is pretty batshit crazy. It's so odd. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's, I don't know, it's kind of funny. It's like if you don't have access to Metasynth, this could be a good, like, piece of fun.
Savior, shout the victory. Savior.
All right. Oh, this is creepy. It's kind of funny, like using rhythm in here is way less cool than making rhythm out of things. I almost want to like start dragging Soundly stuff in here, like sound library, like, you know, sound design stuff. All right. Okay, so let's do that then. Soundly. Perfect. Nice elevator ding. How cool would that? Oh wow, we could just drag it right in. Boop. Factorize that elevator ding with a lion. Okay. Let's find out. And everything is okay. It sounds spooked. That's so weird. Okay, so maybe something a little longer for that second. Okay. All right, now. I mean, you could... Also makes me think you could probably make some, like, reverb impulses through this. Okay, so, like, what about something winding down? Wind down. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Hello. Ooh, yeah. And then... What do I think on the banning of TikTok? I think it's stupid. I think it's pointless. I don't like the banning of anything. I don't like the banning of anything as long as you can buy extended magazines. Banning anything else is fucking stupid. That's how I look at it. we're banning a whole bunch of things, but not like the most obvious thing in the world. Like, yeah, you know what? Ban somebody's ability to keep shooting without having to reload. Something the military typically doesn't even have. Ban that, because I could buy that in walking distance right now and be back before the stream ends. Literally, and that's like most of the time we'll be walking. If I drove, I could be back in. That'd be interesting to see. Like, could I drive back in 10 minutes and have extended mags? Um, 3 upper left buttons is the interface zoom. Oh dear. Well, ain't that poo on my face? Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. As far as, thank you. I mean, would it hurt content creators? I'm not a fan of TikTok, by the way. I think TikTok is a cesspool. I think it does what it's supposed to do. It gets people to keep watching content, and by doing that, it continues to push misinformation. It continues to bury anything that isn't extreme eye candy or brain candy that, is not necessarily actually education. Yeah, the whole thing's very, very gross. But just because I hate it doesn't mean that I think it should be banned. Just because I think that it's rotting people's brains doesn't mean that I think it should be banned. I think that a solution should be made to educate children to figure out what's right or wrong. Also, I think it's limiting. I think that, like, when you look at Facebook after Trump's election, especially after 2020, Facebook just, like, and it's because people get burned out. When you have so much misinformation and so much constant stimulation, people get burned out and they don't care anymore, and they don't trust sources that they listen to, and they graduate to something else. And so it's kind of like spelling its demise, but they don't care because they're just trying to grow as much as possible because of the fast scaling business model that all of these tech companies have. So, like, but banning it, what would banning it really do? When I think about that, it's like, so right now you have very strict laws with internet, social media. You have very strict laws on what you can show children under the age of 13. You can't, or strict laws in general. Like, TikTok can't have porn ads. For children, it can't, like, advertise vaping to children or online gambling other than Roblox. But I think even Roblox is sort of on the edge of not being allowed. So there's all sorts of shit that you can't show children that's in both EU and US laws when it comes to social media. And so if you ban this thing, then you can't enforce that anymore. And anybody and you run into the situation where if somebody's, iPhone's going to be a little bit more complicated, but you run into a situation where if somebody's downloading, what you're going to have end up happening is kids are just going to be, with Android at least, are going to be downloading APKs. And of TikTok, of the latest version, it will no longer be going through Google Play's store security. So now it can track them. Now it can bypass the rules that the Google Play Store has. It can bypass Samsung Knox, things like that, encryption. And now you can be tracking children. You can have malware. You can have all these other things because they're now downloading it from whatever source they think is trustworthy. And they probably don't know any better because they're children. And then once they have that, then there is no, since they're not allowed to have it anyway, they no longer have any filters for US people for what they can and can't be shown in advertisement. And so you just end up, it's not like the average, people think that, like, kids aren't going to be able to figure out, or that people in general just aren't going to be able to figure out how to use TikTok if it's not in the App Store. And that's fucking nonsense. Of course they are. Like, they figured out, God, how old was the kid who cracked the DVD encryption code to rip DVDs. Like, they're smart. It's just dumb. As far as content creators, I think banning TikTok would help content creators, not in a way that would help me. I think it would be bad for me because they would start piling onto YouTube. But um, I think TikTok doesn't pay well. They're very gatekeepy with how they pay. Like I have some TikToks that have millions of views and I haven't gotten a dime for them because when I got those millions of views, I didn't have some level of 20,000 followers at the time or something, and so therefore I don't qualify. And it's just like I feel like they do that all the way up. Like they pay very few people. And not only that, but like with the format of TikTok, you can't build a relationship that we have here with my channel. Like I can talk to you for an hour on my channel. I can talk to you for 2 hours on my stream, on your living room television, in places where it's comfortable to watch for long periods of time. I can tell a story. I can tell you about brand loyalty works by telling you like weird experiments before. You can't do that on TikTok. You're limited to this quick amount of time. And even if you do manage to do it, then you have so much information that is not eye candy or ear candy or brain candy popped into that, then somebody's just going to swipe away. And that's why I upload close to nothing to that platform, because that is just, I have nothing to contribute. What could I possibly contribute there other than stupid shit with my ducks? So it's like, I think it's terrible for content creators, because the other side of that is a lot of YouTubers then, for example, and be objective, if I had a video where for 2 minutes in the beginning, I said, look, I know I joke about this stuff all the time. And I know that I play cool all the time. But I have a sponsor that I actually use every single day, and it is a VPN. And this is why I like the VPN, because it has the most countries that, and for example, if I want to watch a UFC event and pay less for it, or if I want to watch some Netflix content that the US doesn't have, this VPN does a great job at changing their IPs enough to where Netflix can't detect that I'm using a VPN. It's also really cheap. And if you use my discount code, you could get a ton of money off of it. And this is the one that I use, and this is truly these are all the things you can do with it. We like to think that you'd see through it, but a lot of my viewers would say, well, if Benn's saying it, then it's probably a good deal. Like, because I've been watching his channel for 4 years and I've followed him through these adventures that he's gone through. And you don't have that level of trust with TikTok. Now, fortunately for everybody watching this, I think that's disgusting, and I would not do that if I didn't actually use something, which is why you've not seen any VPN ads. For the record, I use Mulvad VPN, and there's a lot of people who would say that it's the best, and I don't get anything from them, and I pay for it. And so you could link back to this in case I ever take the money, take the $5,000 check to recommend you ExpressVPN or something. You could say that motherfucker uses Mulvad. So there, and I'm not, you should find your own VPN or use Mulvad. I don't know. I don't care. But my point is that you can't build that relationship on TikTok, which means that a lot of content creators can't get the money that they're getting to do ad reads on that they get on YouTube. And like, I know some other YouTubers, especially outside of the music space, who get $15,000-$20,000 for a 30-second ad read, and they don't even have 1 million subscribers. You can't have that on TikTok. So whatever. I mean, I don't know. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I feel like most people could see right through an ad read. Yeah, Louis Rossman. Yeah, I've seen that about that. Yeah, I saw that video from him. That was pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean it's a messed up ecosystem that we have right now. And I think a lot of people say, well, if YouTube paid better with their ads, but I don't believe that. I think that if people can make more money, they're going. A lot of people, if they can make more money, they're going to. And I'm not going to act like I don't make money off my channel or I don't want to make money off my channel. I don't make enough money off my channel. Like I should be making more. I can tell you that I make less than uh, Ave McCree. I could tell you I make less monthly than he does. Because he shares his numbers publicly, so I could tell you, I could look at his numbers and say that generally I'm making a lot less than him from YouTube ad revenue, and that's a by choice, I think. And it also, the Patreon helps, and then other things I do like research and music help, but I'm playing the long game. Like I want to grow a healthy community, so when I do have something to sell you, which I do. Like I have things that I have to sell you that aren't that are either in partnership with other brands or my own things entirely. And that's the end game. Is I want to hear what you want, and then I want to make that for you, or I want to have some sort of hand in making what you want for you, and then I could say, okay, all of this has accumulated into this thing to spend your money on. And that makes a lot more sense in the long term for me, and that everybody's happy and there is no gross, slimy shilling. I mean, I guess it's shilling, but it's shilling for my own thing at request from my viewers. And it's a very healthy, organic business model, I think. It might fail, but yeah. So when I have my MIDI chord pack for you, um, no, but like, so I guess like a lot of people watch my channel, they would say, or people have been watching it from day one, they would say, okay, I'm probably out of all this VST stuff, reverb's probably my big thing. So if I developed a reverb VST over a long period of time, not saying that I've started, I have, and a lot of testing went into it. A lot of consulting went into it with other plugin developers, big ones and small ones, and trying to figure out the best way to do that, and not having anything even remotely close to an alpha release date, nothing like that. But when the day comes and I could say, you know me, you know how far I go down the rabbit holes, you know how much I care about reverb, you know I'm willing to risk my life for it, I have this plugin for $200, and I think it is the best reverb plugin you can buy. That's kind of an easy sell, isn't it? And it would be true. So I mean, yeah, I don't think that's my end game. And I feel like at the end of the day, and I'm not saying my end game is a reverb plugin. In fact, I can say that like I've had my hand in a product that is awesome. It is fucking incredible. It's not Yamaha, and within I'm looking at within 3 weeks you'll know what it is. Within 3 weeks the cat will be out of the bag. And most people watching this channel will say, most people who subscribe to my channel will say, holy shit, this thing, I have to take my money. And it's not entirely me. It's just something that I've closely been consulting in for a long time. And partnerships like that, I think, are the right way to move forward in YouTube. And people like Andrew Wong know this. Like his iPad app is great for, especially for starters, for people starting making music and beat production and stuff. It's very well refined. Even the first version, like it didn't have MIDI, but it was like, dude, this is one of the best things on the App Store for this. And then I don't know anything about his module other than what I've seen on YouTube, but it seems like a very functional module. It doesn't seem like a Kyle Beats type thing. It seems like he actually put the work in. And yeah, I think he's doing it right too. I think there's like very good because this is a small industry in comparison to some other things. And I think that we're in a unique position. If anybody, here was at Yamcom, anybody here was at KnobCon, I spend a lot of time, like at KnobCon, I was working at the Polyend booth. And the reason I did that was not because I wanted to catch COVID or because I needed money. The reason I did that was because I wanted to see everybody using the Play and the Tracker. And I wanted to see what they hated about it, what they liked about it, where they were running into issues with it. And I'm going to do the exact same thing at NAMM. I'm going to be at the FL Studio booth for 2 days for like half the day. I'm literally going to say, hey, this is an interface. What do you think about it? Where are you like, you know, I'm not going to say this is the best DAW in the world and buy it. I'm going to just say, let's use it together. Let's make some music, and I want to see where you're falling short, because I learn a lot from that. And that's because you can't really do that, unfortunately, with, you know, with sim selections or something. You can't see those details. And then you learn from that, and then that way you're able to actually create that thing that is better for your audience in terms of a product that would deliver for them, I suppose. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my end game. There's no secret to it. But going back to my original point, you cannot do that on TikTok. Like, people try with all the fucking health, like weird pseudoscience, alternative medicine stuff. They try, but it just doesn't take off. They try with beauty products. They try, and very, very few things succeed with that. Because they just don't, on that format, you don't have a chance to build a relationship organically with your viewers that is actually a real and meaningful one. You can only just be loud and obnoxious. That's like, it's just a war of volume. But yeah. Now everybody knows my secrets. So everybody's how cool would that be if every single music YouTuber did that exact same thing? Not saying that like they should follow my lead, but if that was within the grasp of everybody, and you just ended up with this massive bouncing board of people wanting things in their tools to create music, and then us somehow facilitating that and giving it back. Like, that would be amazing. You wouldn't have anything like Pro Tools ever again. I like getting lost in that conversation, and now we're like, whoa, what are we hearing right now? Rain and a locomotive engine winding down. Actually, I wonder if Andrew's module's that perfect circuit. I'll play with it if it is in a month. Or in whatever. Fuck. That trip's coming up soon. I got a lot to do before I leave. Man, I would love, if anybody's familiar with FL Studio's like snap automation drawing sequencer thing, that would be so powerful here, like what's inside Harmor. Let's try and get more of like a siren, maybe? Nice. It's like my tubes. Yeah, this is objectively crazy. Yeah, it's such a good sound design tool. Oof. I mean, I just want to try everything. I wish I knew what sampler did. Well. Oh, okay, clicking on the matrix does it. So, got it. So that kind of makes me want to go back into drums almost. Breaks. Anyone really? Interesting. It doesn't run. Oh yeah, maybe I can imagine some of these. I don't think it's using GPU, but I would definitely download the demo. It really is hard to like come up with anything truly random though. What does all shapes do? Remove low energy from all shapes. Yeah, I thought about doing that, Allie. To press stop the loop, I almost pressed stop stream. How stupid would have that been? How stupid would have that been? All right. I guess I could like, this will probably just double the, what am I in analog 9? Double my voice. And Edison's in miscellaneous, isn't it? There it is. All right. We are talking. All right. Let's see if I could just drag and drop. That'd be cool. Nope. Do I have to save it? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So let's load this in a new window. Okay. I like that. I could mute my voice now. There we go. How do we make that juicier? Okay, I want to try doing this with low amounts of components. Okay, so let's go with a high amount of components with a super low resolution and not many iterations. Yep. All right, so the lowest resolution and iterations possible. I mean, might as well do this so we figure out what exactly is happening. That takes so fast. Wow, that does like nothing. I think you can assign keys. There was a way. Yeah, here. I just don't know. Oh, MIDI in from track. That'll do it. And then it could just be... Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm gonna crank the resolution and iterations. Oh, wait. We want more beats. I feel like something is going way faster than it should. Let's factorize it at 24. I mean, it'll give me a good warning. If it goes over 15 gigabit, then we'll say no. Okay, I could do 8. Wow. I don't know. And then I guess you can export all components or just the selected ones. Wow. Fun. That's nice. I dig it. I'm not really sure what else to do with it at this point. I'm sure I'm probably missing some sort of awesome functionality. There was something else I wanted to look at. Nest. Yeah, this one's weird too. If anybody's seen this. Sugar Bites Nest. I did that earlier with gospel sounds, and it sounded all right. This is going to be really loud. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this plugin. Alright. Let's see if I can get a sound out of an empty patch before the stream ends. I am still confused on... This is not empty. Default. Okay. So, by default, we have... 1. So, clean kit. Okay. So, clock is running, and that goes into gate. Uh-oh. Out. Gate. Yeah, this is challenging not reading any... Well, we have something coming out of here, so maybe... Alright. And then I assume that this will be like the snare. No. Oh. So this is just pitch. Nope. I wonder what our other drum sounds can be. I wonder if we could map them that way. Whoa, weird. I see now. Okay. So these are all drums now. No. Wonder if I can make this bigger. Yes. Okay, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Okay, so 4 on the 4. Help me, you mop my insides. Help me, I've got no soul cell. Okay, well, we got to make a sound. That's good news. So if I have it going to the shift registers as the clock, looking for the delay. There it is. That's weird. Oh, wow. Okay, so we could actually change these. That's good to know. Binary counter. What if we have a faster... Yeah, no, that would make sense. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Got it. Oops. Do we have an editor? Or a adder? No. We would have to make one. Yeah, I guess we would have to have like a Geiger to that do it. Hmm. Nope. Yeah, I bought this and I never really played with it. Try and find one that might be. Okay. Yeah, and I know you could open up, I know you could load VSTs in this too, which is really crazy. Oh, I see. Yeah, this is my speed. I see. Okay. Maybe I think I got it. Maybe. Okay, what's this? Can we get a synth? Chime. Are these all the same? No. Okay, so clearly we want a higher pitch. This will help us find a better sound. Okay. Am I missing something, or do I just not see an LFO anywhere? I guess it would be like in the Geiger, but... There we go. Oh God. This whole time I'm like, why does it reset so easily? And it's because FL Studio here. There we go. That makes more sense. Yeah. I have a new keyboard and I keep like forgetting where the alt keys are, hitting all the wrong key things. That's my bullshit excuse. All right. That shit can be looped. I like microtonality. Probably not in the same way most people do. I like using it for things inside a chromatic scale, like using it to accentuate, I mean, almost like a vibrato, but not a vibrato back and forth. I do like hitting things off key sometimes, and I do it intentionally sometimes, but I don't like write stuff in microtone scales that often. Interesting. Well, yeah, this is fun. Yeah, I don't think I would really put a sampler into this. I feel like I'd be more, I don't know, but then again, I guess I would just go to my modular and do that. What does this look like when it's... Oh, never mind. Oh no, it just resets all that. Hopefully it could go back, yeah. That's funny. It's cool. Mystery scale. Hey Ben, curious what your thought process is on making a separate channel for streaming. Let me go pee and then I'll answer a few questions. I'll be right back. Okay, taking questions. Taking some questions. All right. Hey, Ben, curious on what your thoughts process is on making a separate channel for streaming. So, a few different things. One, um, my streams are long and horrendously disorganized by nature. I don't mind them being that. I don't plan them out too much. Occasionally I do, like sim selections is a little bit better, but generally I am just talking shit, shooting the shit with my friends. I'm swearing. I'm saying fuck, things like that. I don't want to prevent myself from swearing. And it's the whole purpose of my stream was originally, and still kind of is, just a Patreon thing. Like, I do it as my Patreon job. I think if I didn't have a Patreon, I wouldn't be doing streams, or I would do them very infrequently, or I would do them when I was paid to do them. So the problem with this is that if I make a video that's educational, that that's kid friendly, such as, trying to think of the last video I did like that. Yeah, how much energy can we get from sound, right? Kid friendly video, paste it so kids could watch it, in terms of the editing and pasting and music, and no swearing, and sort of explained in a way where both adults and kids could hopefully get something from it if they didn't know that, or all this stuff already. So YouTube will then recommend a viewer a stream where I am just starting it off and talking shit about OBS. And it's just bad. It's just bad for flow. It's bad for professionalism, all those things. As I got over 100,000, 150,000 subs, pretty much like the 100,000 mark, my streams started getting hundreds of people in it. That requires mods or admins to like go through the comments. Things were just a little more chaotic. They're a little more high profile. Earlier I talked about Karl Marx. I talked about capitalism, things like that. On an older stream, like before I moved over to this new channel, people would be swearing in the chat room. Like, you'd have like just a wider range of opinions, and people would be upset and they'd be arguing, and it just distracted from the fun of it. And then I guess also doing something like this, where I'm pointing at a screen you can't see, doing something like just checking out some software just because I'm curious what it's like, all of a sudden it became a thing where it's like, well, now I have to do some homework on it before I have the stream. I should probably get in touch with the developer and let them know that I'm doing a stream, because it's going to end up on my main channel. And the numbers were just higher. And so when that happens, then all of a sudden I feel like, some sort of pressure to not say the software sucks. If the software sucks, I can't say this is garbage. And so, it's harder to monetize, but having a second channel seems to be the move. Twitch has wanted me to move over to them. I mean, obviously Twitch wants everybody to move over to them, but I've refused the meeting, and mostly just because I don't have time. I cannot have any more Zoom meetings in these last 2 weeks. But yeah, Twitch has some sort of incentive, I guess, for me to move over there, but I don't really want to. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. Yeah, so it's nice to just chill with 26 concurrent viewers. Yeah. But anyway, I feel like I peed, and then y'all waited for me to pee, and then we're right back here. So the streams we're out of time. It's been well over 2 hours. Thanks for watching. My next video is going to be a very short one, not that professional. I filmed it pretty quickly just because I'm working on a longer video. I think I I might do, just in the spirit of NAMM and all this gear stuff, I might do a Syntrix video, a Syntrix 2 video. I don't know how interested people are in that, but I feel like it's just weird enough to where I kind of just want to do a video experimenting with it and using it in different ways. The first one I never really brought outside of the review table. I'd kind of like to like hook it into different things and go a little crazier with it. So yeah, that'd be fun. Maybe if I could do that, because I think I leave on April 6th or 5th or something. So yeah, but yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And I should have another video up soon. And next week is Sim Selection, so I'll be promoting things a lot harder. All right, take it easy and have a great evening or morning or wherever you are in the world. Wherever you are in the world, have a great.